The Last of Us is the hottest zombie show out there right now, but a few other entries in the genre, from Dead Set to All of Us Are Dead, are even better. HBO's adaptation of Naughty Dog's post-apocalyptic franchise came out of the gate with a near-flawless first season. It recaptured the essence of Joel and Ellie's story, while making some interesting changes. But it started to falter in its second season. The Last of Us made plenty of mistakes in Season 2 that brought it down from its hard-earned status as the best zombie show on TV. It's still a great zombie show, but there are other shows that did an even better job of translating the genre to television. Santa Clarita Diet. One of the early shows that earned Netflix a reputation for canceling promising shows just as they are hitting their stride was Santa Clarita Diet. Timothy Olyphant and Drew Barrymore star as Joel and Sheila, two married real estate agents living in the California burbs. When Sheila is infected with a zombie virus, their idyllic lives take a dark, disturbing turn. Santa Clarita Diet was a hilarious horror comedy that was just finding its footing when Netflix decided to cancel it after Season 3. Olyphant and Barrymore are a lovable, well-matched lead duo, and the premise slyly satirizes the pompous facade of Californians by adding a literal seedy underbelly full of flesh-eating parasites and demonic terrors. iZombie. The CW tried its hand at a zombie show with an adaptation of the iZombie comic books. iZombie stars Rose McIver as a Seattle medical resident who gets turned into a zombie and finds that if she doesn't regularly satisfy her craving for human brains, she'll devolve into a more traditional, mindless, homicidal zombie. So, she starts devouring the brains of the corpses that she autopsies, and she's surprised to find that she inherits the memories and personality traits of her victims. Whereas The Last of Us is a more or less traditional zombie story about territorial survivor communities, iZombie does something totally different with the genre. The Walking Dead. The first name in putting zombies on television is The Walking Dead. It wasn't the first TV show to bring the undead to the small screen, but it is the most popular by far. For a glorious couple of seasons in the middle of its run, The Walking Dead dominated the ratings. It was gratuitously gory, but it also made for compelling drama. There's plenty of zombie-slaying action in The Walking Dead, but it's really about the human survivors trying to make sense of this not-so-brave new world. The show is basically a soap opera with zombies. It didn't maintain its quality for all 11 seasons, but there was a time when it was one of the best shows on the air. The Returned. Based on the film They Came Back, The Return takes place in a small French mountain town, where a bunch of people return home one day to find that they've been dead for years, and all their loved ones have moved on. Not only is this a chilling supernatural premise, it also proves to be a great setup to explore some good old-fashioned drama. The Returned marked a refreshing change from the kind of action-packed, blood-soaked zombie shows you normally see on TV. Those are great in their own way, but The Returned is closer to Twin Peaks than The Walking Dead. Dead Set. Before Charlie Brooker became a household name with his global smash hit Black Mirror, he perfected his blend of sharp satire and dystopian horror with Dead Set. Dead Set kicks off as a fictional season of the hit British reality show Big Brother, where a bunch of strangers hole up in a house and tensions run high. In Dead Set, Brooker imagines what would happen if a zombie apocalypse broke out during a season of Big Brother. The Big Brother house becomes a shelter from the undead as the country descends into chaos outside its walls. It put a unique twist on the zombie genre and hilariously escalated the already bubbling tension among the housemates. Pushing Daisies. The name Brian Fuller is synonymous with network horror shows that were cancelled too soon. Before his brilliant but tragically short-lived Hannibal series, Fuller created Pushing Daisies. Dubbed a forensic fairy tale, Pushing Daisies revolves around a piemaker with the uncanny ability to bring the dead back to life, which turns out to be both a gift and a curse. Although it only lasted 2 seasons, Pushing Daisies made its mark on TV history. It established a unique visual style, it cast a bunch of great actors to play its eccentric characters, it had snappy, fast-paced dialogue, and it set a beautifully unsettling tone. Ash vs. Evil Dead. Sam Raimi pioneered a whole new horror subgenre with his classic Evil Dead films. With blood-drenched slapstick gags and demonic spirits who have a twisted sense of humor, Raimi came up with a cartoonish style of horror filmmaking that's as delightfully absurd as it is deeply disturbing, and he didn't tone down that style one iota when he brought it to television. Ash vs. Evil Dead picks up with Bruce Campbell's boomstick-wielding Deadite Slayer after the events of the original trilogy. He puts together a ragtag group of fellow demon hunters and goes after the spirits that have been plaguing him for years. Unlike The Last of Us and The Walking Dead, Ash vs. Evil Dead just wants to have fun, in the most gruesome way possible. All of Us Are Dead. In just 12 episodes, All of Us Are Dead managed to tell a more compelling zombie story than any of The Walking Dead's many spin-offs have with multiple seasons. A prestige TV adaptation of the webtoon of the same name, All of Us Are Dead, follows a group of South Korean high school students who are trapped inside their school while a zombie virus is spreading fast.